S.H.Figuarts Scarlet Spider is finally here, so let's take a look at its articulation, accessories, do some size comparisons, and see if this guy really is worth picking up. So here we have the S.H.F. Scarlet Spider. You guys probably already know this has been a very anticipated figure for me, and after seeing a lot of people get it in hand, I got really scared because this guy does not have an ab crunch. So I'm super excited, but also really nervous for this review. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just get straight into this. And I mean, first impressions of this guy, he looks beautiful. Like, they did their thing with the shading. I don't know, we gotta see if the shading can really carry the entire figure. Without dropping it, here is a better look of it inside the packaging. So I know that top layer makes it very glossy. I really like the detail on his web shooters and his belt. Like, that cell shading looks perfect. And especially with his head and the mask, like, this is easily one of the coolest Scarlet Spider figures that I have. But it may not be the best though. Oh my god. First impressions, and again, this guy is beautiful. The shading throughout the whole entire figure is insane. So you really get shading everywhere. Like, there's not one portion of this figure that doesn't have shading. And surprisingly enough, the thong actually has shading too, just in the back, not in the front. And his hoodie as well too. His hoodie is very well detailed. And I actually do really like how these parts of it are all spiky. And again, the belt too. The belt and the web shooters, they look really cool. Like, again, this is easily one of the coolest Scarlet Spider figures I have. Want to see? Oh, he just ate, buddy. Come on, you got it. You can stand. And we'll just have to see how the articulation holds up. Putting Ben to the side, we actually do get everything that he would really need. Wow. If I could take this out of the packaging. Our first pair of hands are our web shooting hands. They do really have the shading throughout all of it. It's not this exact, I guess, cell shading. It is more just like regular shading, though nonetheless really good. Then we get two wall crawling hands, and I believe these are the same ones that S.H.F. Noir has too, so they probably just reuse the same ones. But I mean, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Then you get a set of just regular open hands, and then you get two web grabbing hands. And then last but certainly not least, we get another version of web grabbing hands, similar to like how Mess Toys does theirs. Or I shouldn't say Mess Toys, I should say Reveltech, but with just the opening being at the top. As for these ones being, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing, just the thumb is the only thing different. Actually, that's kind of weird. They're basically the exact same thing now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, these are basically the exact same hands. I guess it just depends on like what look you want. But I mean, they're both kind of web grabbing hand. It's a little interesting, but I mean, more hands, I'm not complaining. And then of course you get the fist, which are included on the figure. And these are actually our two web lines that we get included. I believe this is the standard one that they include with all of the Across the Spider-Verse SHFs. I guess you have to use the thinner side of it right here. See, they just plug in like that. But then the other ones are basically just the exact same thing, and they plug in like that. So I guess it really is just preference if you really want the thumb staking out or not. And then we do get a web shooting web effect, which plugs into his wrist. Then included with mostly all the Spider-Verse except for Miles, you do get do they have a specific name? I don't know, I think they just call it a watch. I don't really remember the specific name that they call it, but you do get the multiversal watch. Now last but certainly not least is the Ben Reilly head sculpt, and I gotta say, they nailed the accuracy super well when it comes to this. I like too that he has shading going down his neck right here. It just kind of completes the whole. And even all the detail in his hair, like, this is a really nice head sculpt. It is kind of like one angle, you know, you can really only use this like with a pose that he's looking like that, or in a pose where he's up like this. So I mean, it's kind of like a one-sided head sculpt, but I mean, it still looks really nice. They nailed it with this head sculpt. It's so clean. Really captures all his edginess in the movie. And I'm just realizing this, I really don't remember if his watch replaces his web shooter. Yeah, I kind of figured. So in the actual, on the box itself, it shows that you can only wear either the watch or the web shooter, which is kind of a weird choice for him because I mean his web shooters are iconic to him, you know. But I mean it still is good with the watch. It's just kind of weird that you have to take off his web shooter just to be able to do it. As we just went over, this is everything you do get included with this guy, which is actually a fair amount of accessories. So maybe they could have gotten rid of one of the web grabbing hands and put more towards the articulation. But now, probably the moment all of you guys are waiting for, let's go over this guy's articulation. First, we'll start with his elbows. You get really good range. You get basically double jointed elbows. His arm goes up very high, considering that this whole hoodie is hard plastic. We'll get into that here in a bit, but he does have up and down range in his shoulder, and butterfly joints kind of non-existent, to be honest, just because these are hindering it so much that, to be honest, that's as much as it's going forward, which is kind of terrible for Spider-Man. Not kind of, it is very bad for Spider-Man. His neck side to side is actually really good. His down, yeah, okay, yeah, his down is actually good too, and his up is good, but it could be better. But again, this is really hindering it from going back just that much further. I mean, for what is there, it's actually pretty good. For his wrist movement, you know, it's usual import figure stuff. Well, not just import, but you know what I mean. Now I'm going to skip this and we're gonna go to the legs because yeah, his leg movement up really good. You do get double jointed knees, toe joints, and then I will say his ankles feel a little weird, but that's just kind of how all of Tamashi's ankles feel, to be honest. Like you gotta play with them a little bit because the forward and back is good, but the side to side isn't really that good. But I know you have to like mess with them to, yeah, see, you have to mess with it in a certain way to be able to, yeah, there you go. So I mean, I guess it's good, but you just kind of have to play around with it. But now let's talk about the biggest, I don't know where the decision making, they all agreed to this about this figure, is his ab crunch. So he gets that much going forward, right? But if you go any further, he just pops right off. And the crazy part is too, he can go further, but you know why he can't? Because this hoodie is hard plastic. If they would have made the hoodie a softer plastic, it would have been able to go more forward. Like this whole thing actually has decent like range in it. And it definitely could go more forward, but it just can't because this is hindering it so badly. So I'm not entirely sure where the decision making went when it comes to that, on why the hoodie is a hard plastic when it's really, like, I get they're going with the whole cell shading and whatnot, and I mean it does look really nice, but it just really doesn't make sense. I mean, you just don't get, like, you literally don't get any here. You get more range going back than you do forward. I don't know, man. It really does suck because I wanted this guy to be good, but I already knew that was like a big issue going into it, that a lot of people were like, where's his ab crunch? Where's his ab crunch? And I was like, no, it's there, it's there, it's gonna be fine. But I don't know, I think they kind of fumbled the ball a little bit. Let's talk about how I'm going to mod this. So I did a little bit of off-camera mining and I figured out that this blue piece is his actual like shoulder joint right here. And it would move really well, but it's how much these are sticking out that doesn't allow this to go in, right? So that's the arms. Obviously the neck, this top part of the hoodie hinders the head going up. Honestly, the neck could probably move. No, yeah, so that's as much as it can go, but it literally just forces it back in place because of that hoodie. But I took both of these joints out, and obviously with that bottom joint out, what I think will work to fix this guy, and which I'm going to do, is if you were to basically just shave everything off. Just shave everything off, because this hoodie is acting like his upper joint or his upper torso. So you have like his ab and then his upper torso. There's nothing here. It's literally just hollow with the joint right here, the two other joints going out this way that connect to shoulder joints. So if you were technically, and I think this would work, if you were to shave everything off here, right? Shave it, just make it really smooth, and including shaving a lot of this, because up, again, it would go up more too, but these get in the way. So if you were to shave all of this and really just smooth the entire thing down to make it almost where it was just like a regular chest, you could technically just throw another soft goods hoodie onto it. In theory that should work. And I think that's what I'm going to try with it. And I think I'm going to try it with the Mess Toys hoodie because that one does have longer shoulders. So, and I mean, it'll actually work too because the interior part of his joint will be blue. So it'll blend in a little bit more with the other hoodie. But then the only thing you are going to lose is the cell shading on it. But to be honest, that can be added on later. Oh, and I also forgot to mention with the articulation. So he has side to side, right? But he has no swivel at all. Like this is as much as he's able to swivel. Like, and it feels like I'm gonna break it if I go any further. But again, this thick plastic that they chose is what's really hindering it, which just sucks because I know Tamashii has made soft goods, not soft goods, but they've made like skirts and other stuff with plastic, but it's soft plastic. So I'm not entirely sure why they didn't do that here. And if they did do that here, this whole issue would not exist. Now, for me personally, I thought this guy was going to be stupidly tall. If you guys don't know, the whole SHF's Across the Spider-Verse line is just kind of all over the place. And I know a couple of you guys are probably going to ask. So here is the Mayfix Scarlet Spider 2.0 next to the SHF Scarlet Spider. And to be honest with you guys, I still kind of like the look of the SHF just a little bit more. Although the quality, after posing and messing with this guy for around 30 minutes or so, and going to pick up this guy, it's kind of crazy how much of a difference it feels like. Like this one just felt like just plastic rubbing constantly, but getting this guy, because I had him like in a pose on my shelf, but getting this guy from this to just this standing pose, it was so smooth. There's no joints squeaking or anything. So quality, this guy definitely wins, because I know when these two got announced around the exact same time of each other, and a lot of people were like, no, the SHF is going to be better. No, the Mayfix is going to be better. So going back and forth about that. I guess having both of them here now, looks wise, definitely goes to the SHF, but everything else goes to the Mayfix, because unless my method works with the soft goods and I can get on there, then maybe things will change. Now, the only other SHF Across the Spider-Verse figure that I do have at the moment is Miles Morales. And I think that scale works pretty well. I think Ben maybe should have been a little bit taller compared to Miles, but not like how the Peter B. Parker was compared to the Miles, because that dude was like here compared to him. Like the whole line is just all over the place, to be honest with you. And just to add one more to the mix, here is the Sentinel Peter B. Parker. All three of these together do look really nice. Even though this is from Into the Spider-Verse, they still all, like, these guys are the exact same height of each other, and I feel like they should be the same height of each other because they're the same person, you know? So I think that scaling works great, which is something SHF couldn't keep when it came to the Peter B. Parker. Now you're probably asking yourself, Films, can this guy even pose? I don't know. Let's find out. So I guess he can pose to an extent, but his articulation in his chest is just absolutely horrible. It's doable, but it's horrible. Now, the $1,000,000 question a lot of you guys are probably asking, should I pick this guy up? And to be honest with you, If you're not a super big fan of Scarlet Spider like I am, I really can't recommend picking this guy up. I'm okay with this articulation just because of how much I love this character, and I do plan to mod it. But if you don't check any of those boxes and you just want the figure and you want to be able to pose it right out of the box, that's most likely not gonna happen. It's very unfortunate bro got done dirty in the movie and in action figure form and in the comics, so Ben can just not catch a break whatsoever. The strays just keep going left and right, left and right. Me personally, I still love this guy. He is definitely one of my favorites and is probably going to be one of the standouts in my shelf. So I'm happy with this, and I'm hoping that that mod idea that I have in my head will work. I'm pretty sure it will. So that does conclude the review of the S.H.F. Scarlet Spider. I want to know, what are your guys' thoughts about this guy? Because I know this is probably going to be very controversial, because I know a lot of people were excited about this. So it's kind of sucks to see it go down this way. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. And if you do enjoy reviews, tutorials, posing videos, anything related to Spider-Man or action figures, you should really consider subscribing, because that's really what my whole content is around. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one.